coronavirus epidemic that has claimed over 3,000 lives, both in and out of China. Africa remains at high risk of the epidemic, which its health systems may not yet be able to handle. As the World Health Organization continues to coordinate preparedness, the underlying message is that the virus should be isolated and not the people or a country. KTN's Dr. Mombasa Road with the focus on Africa.
Algeria, Egypt, Morocco, Nigeria, Senegal and Tunisia are the 6 African countries that have confirmed 11 cases of the COVID-19 coronavirus infection that has infected over 90,000 people across the globe. This has African countries on high alert, something that has prompted the WHO African region to hold concurrent preparedness meetings in its emergency hubs of Nairobi and Senegal.
Our member states, many of them do not have yet in place the capacity to deal with severe illness yet, because we've understood from the experience in China and other countries that severe illness occurs in certain groups of people, particularly the elderly, and also people who have pre-existing conditions like diabetes. What I think we need to think about very carefully in our region is that we have a high prevalence of people with HIV infection.
Africa's weak health systems are a major cause for concern should there be an outbreak in more countries. Initially, the risk to Africa was based on the intensity of traffic from China, but now the dynamics have changed. The countries confirmed cases with origins not directly from China.
Yes, WHO are issuing in the next couple of days guidance on this that will ensure that we keep the balance. We address isolating the virus, and at the same time we prevent the isolation of countries that has to some extent triggered the kind of impact on the global economy that we are hearing about on the news every day.
The government of Kenya is yet to trace the 239 passengers who jetted into the country through China Southern Airlines, something that prompted the Law Society of Kenya and other parties to file a motion to stop flights from China and other high-risk countries. The case will be mentioned on Friday, 6th March, after the government files its response.
Other major concerns from countries have been repatriation of their nationals, particularly from China, which some countries did carry out at the beginning of the outbreak. And the guidance that WHO provides is that this is something that can be considered by individual countries based on their capacity to manage the process from the very beginning, pre-travel of these people who are being repatriated to their reintegration in their communities at home, with a strong focus on preventing transmission among themselves.
So far, Africa has reported more than 300 cases which have been eliminated through laboratory testing. 33 countries now have capacity to test for the coronavirus strain, a major improvement from the initial 2 countries that demanded an international travel of samples.
Self-isolating in African families in the African context might be quite a challenge, but it's something that we have to keep in mind. Others are very concerned about the impact of this isolation on individuals and families.
The coronavirus COVID-19 epidemic has neither a vaccine nor any treatment. Early recognition with strict infection prevention control measures is the only way to make sure that it is being dealt with. Dr. Mombasa Road, KTN News.